Hi, I'm Chad. Welcome to XBeyond 360's educational series. Let's go over a basic battery installation. When preparing to install your new batteries, the following factors should be addressed: location and environment, maintenance access, connectivity to existing circuits, and charging needs. Let's talk about where to locate the batteries and the kind of environment that they will be exposed to. Due to possible temperature extremes, XBeyond 360 recommends installing their batteries inside of your RV. The lithium iron phosphate chemistry does not operate at peak efficiency when exposed to either extremely hot or cold temperatures. The internal battery management system also protects the battery by shutting it down when exposed to extreme temperatures. This can be avoided if the batteries are located in a more stable temperature location. Another consideration as you look for a good prospective location is to ensure that you have the ability to achieve reasonable access to maintain or inspect your system. A popular location is under a dinette bench, where all you have to do is remove a seat cover and plywood deck to gain access to your equipment. If you have to disassemble half of your RV to get to your batteries, that is not ideal. The last piece of determining your equipment location is to formulate a plan on how you will tie into your existing power center. You want to be close in order to keep the cable runs as short as possible. If your original batteries were out on the tongue of the trailer, you may be able to reuse their wires by just rerouting them to the new location. It is important to verify that they have the capacity to handle the calculated load delivered by your new battery bank. In additional consideration is whether or not you will be adding any other equipment, such as an inverter charger or a solar charge controller. If that is the case, then you will need a sufficient amount of available space next to the batteries for their installation. Again, take into account that your ability to keep the cabling as short as possible to reduce resistance and voltage drop. You can find some helpful guidance on this by watching our wire, fusing, and breakers video. Once you have everything installed in the new location, you just need to complete the cable runs to your existing power center. This could include the following: battery bank DC output connecting to your power center DC load bank, AC cables from shore power input connecting to the inverter charger input, AC cables from the inverter charger output to your power center AC load bank, and solar PV cables that may come in from another location based on where they drop down from the rooftop solar panels. As you complete the balance of your installation, you will need to verify your charging requirements. Our lithium charger options video is an excellent reference for this effort. If you installed an inverter charger, you are ready to go, other than programming the inverter charger for the correct lithium iron phosphate settings. If you are using a solar charge controller, that will also need to be programmed correctly. Lastly, if you are not using an inverter charger or solar charge controller, you will need to verify that your currently installed AC to DC converter connected to shore power is capable of charging the lithium iron phosphate profile. It may have a simple setting like a switch for lithium, or may actually require replacement if it does not have the lithium capacity. Thank you for watching our basic battery install video. To view other product videos, user manuals, and specification sheets, visit xbeyond360.com.